Welcome everyone, today we have 10 silly new glitches in Super Mario Maker 2. Today we go over an Intangible Bowser setup, which would allow you to hide a flag behind him. We also go over an Intangible Big Bully setup, where you can walk right through him. We go over a Koopa who has trouble hiding his indecency, and much, much more. Without further ado, let's dive in. So here we have some new interesting cape flight tech. You can actually hug a slope like this as you are flying upwards in a cape, which is really interesting for a couple reasons. This is the only way that you'd be able to actually get up through here and then be able to pound the ground over here to kill this muncher. Also, as you go up and you hug this slope, you will not lose the don't touch the ground clear condition after leaving the ground, which is really, really interesting because you are definitely hugging the ground as you go upwards. Notice how the clear condition did not go away until I touched the ground. Here we have a hyper-vibrating Bowser. Bowser's actually going to get hyperspeed and go up and merge with these springs over here as we start the scene. And what's going to happen is very, very interesting. Check this out. So he will get stuck up there along the springs. He hyper-vibrates, and he has no hitbox, it would seem. So I can walk right through him with Mario until we hit the flag. As you see, the top of the flag is hidden right now. But I can walk right through him as he's in this stuck state. This is very, very cool. Very, very cool.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
In this little situation, similar to the Bowser glitch, this big bully right here is going to hyperspeed up because of the two slopes. The two slopes crunch him together, apparently, and hyperspeed him up. And he's going to get stuck right about here. And when he's stuck there, we can actually walk right through him. He is an Intangible Big Bully. So the big bully gets pushed up there. Wouldn't you know it? You can just walk right through him. This could be an amazing checkpoint 1 scenario, a hidden checkpoint. This could be a lot of cool things right here. You could hide a lot of interesting stuff right there. Walk right through him. He's got no hitbox. I can even jump up through him too. This is interesting. I don't know where his hitbox went. So here, in this situation right here, this cannon's going to fall and go up because the conveyor belt is moving to the right. When I hit this on-off switch, these three items, the two springs and the cannon, are going to drop and go up to the right, but when they do hit the top, they're going to travel back down to the left. So this setup right here will pull things down a slope that's moving to the right, and that's not normal. I'm going to hit the on-off switch right here and set this thing in motion. Notice how they travel back down to the bottom and stay there. This slope is broken. This is a fairly complicated setup. However, it incorporates a couple different glitches. This track block, when it goes to the left, will normally kill launchers. It will make them poof out of existence. Let's show you right now. So the one cannon poofs and the other cannon poofs, right? That's normal behavior. The track block crushes the cannons. However, in this kind of a setup right here, the thwomp is going to push these cannons to the left, and the track block is actually going to go through this cannon setup without destroying, well, both of the cannons. It's going to destroy one still, but the other one's going to be fine. When the on-off switch hits, this cannon is going to fall downwards. We're going to activate the thwomp once more, and when that happens, the cannons will go upwards really quickly. Well, one stays down here and one goes flying up real fast. So it becomes a cannon elevator. So the one cannon goes poof, and the other cannon merges with the track block, allowing the track block to go right through it. The third cannon is going to fall down like that, and now when we go over to the right and activate the thwomp, the third cannon shoots straight up, like so. Which is pretty interesting as well. It's all the way up here. Like that. Cannon elevators and other stuff. Here's a fairly interesting little tiny glitch. These spike tops have different hitboxes, apparently because they're both going to drop, and one's going to land on the block, and one does not. So, kind of interesting how one behaves one way and the other behaves the other way. If we take damage while we are losing this Goomba hat right here, there's a chance that our Mario trail gets glitched, and we lose our head. and the top of our arms and everything. It's very interesting, actually. We have to get hit at the very precise moment that the trail will take a snapshot of Mario's body. We're going to use this bonsai bill in order to make this happen. Ah, there we are. So check out his body. Check out Mario's body right there. Well, lack of a head, lack of arms. All you see are his toesies, his feet, and his neck a little bit. Everything else is gone. He goes from a Goomba hat to decapitated to regular Mario. I don't know how that makes sense, Nintendo. With this little glitch, these Meowsers right here are going to consistently fall on these springs. You're not really going to be able to do much else other than throw fireballs. However, the fireballs will be thrown at a very consistent rate, which is pretty dang cool. So they are kind of stuck in their current animation. And the fireballs are very consistent. This is actually could make for a very cool level mechanic if used properly. To get past certain sections or whatever. Pretty interesting. Consistent fireballs from big ol' Meowser. Here we have an alternate Tootsie Roll setup using these enemies, and only these enemies apparently, because nothing else will go into the pipe like they will with this setup. But when they fall down to the ground, they're all going to get into this clear pipe and get stuck there and create a Tootsie Roll effect. We did this in the past with slopes, upward slopes coming out of a pipe that enemies can't exit out of. But this is another way to do it, and a way to do it that's pretty instant. Check it out. So they just get stuck in that clear pipe, and yeah, they're stuck. This setup is safe as far as going through the pipe. So you'll notice that we can go through the pipe without taking any damage, which is kind of interesting as well. I kind of like this kind of a setup. I imagine if you kill one of these creepers, they get out. Yep, pop right out. You may have seen this in a previous meme video that we put out. This is a crazy, crazy humping turtle, Koopa. He will hump Hyper-Vibrate style. We did this glitch a long time ago. I think it was months ago at this point, maybe September, where this Koopa was getting filthy with his turtle shell, but it was kind of slower compared to this. I'm going to deconstruct the setup a little bit so you can see what's going on. There's this on-off platform right here, and there's a warp box behind it. So the on-off platform is at the same level as the warp box, and then this Koopa is resting underneath it. When we exit this warp box right here, we're going to immediately take the Koopa out of his shell and then run away. And the Koopa will try to get back into its shell, but it will not be able to. And because of this slope, it makes him hyper-vibrate in a very silly way. So you see the setup. Let's go into the box. See what happens. He tries vigorously to get back to his shell. This is decidedly a lot more funny and entertaining than the previous one. He's really going ham there. You gotta give him A for effort. He's really trying. He's kind of just not succeeding.